Profit centers represent the areas of your business that generate financial activity. It can also be used for department tracking. Profit center detail is for analysis purposes, and it doesn't affect any tax information. It allows you to look at a profit and loss statement for different areas of your business for any given time span. Profit center detail can also be used in a payroll transaction. Profit center detail is optional. Your management needs to define the use of profit centers and can be added to your data at any time. A profit center is not assigned to a single account, but instead a profit center can be assigned to each line of your transaction. Now, profit center groups just allow you to run those same income statement reports and get multiple profit centers grouped together. We'll take a look at profit center groups here in a little bit as well. So to go ahead and get started here, I'm going to go ahead and start creating a profit center. To set up profit centers, we're going to go to Setup, Profit Centers, and you'll see here that we have both the setup of profit centers and profit center groups. First, we'll go ahead and set up a profit center. To create a new profit center, I'm just going to click the New button down here on the bottom of the screen. And it allows me to go ahead and enter in an optional abbreviation for this profit center. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Tours here. It skips over to the next field, which is a distribution factor. We actually don't use the distribution factors in the business version of CenterPoint, so that field can be skipped. I'm going to go ahead and give it a name, and in this case, my name and my abbreviation are the same because it's pretty short. Okay, after that, you need to go ahead and select a type, either business or other, and if you noticed, mine was already filled in with business. So after you select business, if all of your profit centers are business profit centers, you could right-click here and set this as a default, and then that field will be filled in automatically. The rest of these fields here are not used in our business module, so they can be skipped. To save that profit center, I could go ahead and click Save, but before I do, I just want to point out that there is an additional Notes button down here at the bottom. So if you wanted to put in any notes about this particular profit center and let it save with that profit center information, you could enter it in here. I'm going to go ahead and click OK and just go ahead and click Save on this profit center. Okay, to edit a profit center, you would just highlight the profit center, click Edit, and then you can change any of the fields within this profit center. I'm going to click Save on that again. To delete a profit center, you just highlight the profit center and click the Delete button down at the bottom. And if this profit center has been used in a transaction before and you hit yes here, it'll come back with a message like this telling you that it can't delete the profit center because it's been used in a transaction. Okay, so to create, so profit centers take a look at those different areas of the business, but there might be times where I want to take and look at my biking equipment, my fishing equipment, and skiing equipment all together as just a group called Equipment and Service. And then look at memberships and tours as separate items. Okay, to do that, the best and easiest way to do that would be to go ahead and set up what we call profit center groups. Profit center groups, unlike profit centers, are not used in transactions. Profit centers will be used in transaction, and I'll show you how that works here in just a little bit. Okay, to go ahead and set up a profit center group, you would go to Setup and Profit Centers and Profit Center Groups. Okay, so I said that I wanted to set up a profit center group called Equipment and Service to group together that biking equipment, skiing equipment, and fishing equipment together. So I'm going to go ahead and click New here. And I'm going to go ahead and put in an abbreviation for this group, and that abbreviation is optional. I'm going to go ahead and call this group Equipment and Service. And then I'm going to choose a type called business, okay, because if I chose other, I would get nothing down here in the box because I hadn't described any other profit centers. So I'm going to choose business. And once again, since all of my profit centers are business, I could right click here and set that as a default. Okay, then I'm going to move over the different profit centers, sorry about that, that I wanted to be part of that group. So I'm going to highlight them all and move them over to the right-hand side and click Save there. Now, if you're going to be doing an analysis like that, where you're grouping together multiple profit centers, then you probably don't want to exclude your other profit centers, even though there might only be one profit center in the group. So you probably should set up profit center groups for all of them. So I'm going to create a profit center group called Memberships. Okay, and that's going to be the only profit center in that group. Okay, then I'll probably set up a profit center group called Tours as well. And Tours will be the only one in that group. Okay, this will allow me then to do an analysis on my income statement of each of these groups side by side, where I'm taking and pulling all of these together in one group and then still showing memberships and still showing tours. Okay, to show you that, I'm going to go ahead and click close here, and I'm going to go to reports, and I've set up some reports that will allow us to see it. Let me go to reports. And you can see here on my favorites tab that I've set up two different income statements. Okay, this first one is an income statement by profit center, and I've selected all of my profit centers over here. And I have taken and told the system that I wanted to fill the other columns with profit center. So what this is giving me then is it's giving me a profit center where I have a column that shows me the total amount for this time period. And then I'm seeing a column for each one of my profit centers. And of course, I don't have anything in the tours, but I'm seeing my income statement broken down by each one of those different profit centers. So the total of all of these equals this total column over here. Okay, so that breaks biking equipment, fishing equipment, and skiing equipment all into separate columns. Okay, I did the same thing by using profit center groups. Now remember, in the profit center group, I went ahead and put skiing equipment, biking equipment, and fishing equipment all into one group. So when I go ahead and preview this report, I'm seeing, of course, tours is blank because I just set that one up, so I don't have any activity in it. But I'm seeing membership all as one column, and then I'm seeing all of the equipment service together. Okay, so that's just basically the difference between the profit center and the profit center group. The group allows you to group multiple profit centers together. Okay, a profit center can be a member of more than one group, so you can set up profit center groups for different analysis purposes. To describe how a profit center would be used in a transaction, I'm going to go and set up a vendor invoice for a utility bill that we have. So we're going to go ahead and come in and go to profit processes and purchases, and we're going to bring up vendor invoices here. The vendor that I'm going to select is my Summit Utility Company. And the amount of the bill is $265. Okay, I'm going to go over here to account, and I'm going to go ahead and choose my account called electricity and gas. Okay, so the first $123 of this bill belongs to the profit center called biking equipment and services. So I'm going to put in $123 there, and it goes to this detail button. If I hit enter on that detail button or click on that detail button, it brings up a screen here that allows me to enter in a profit center for that line. So I'm going to choose biking equipment and service. Okay, so that's one way to go ahead and enter in that profit center. Well, it would be more convenient if that profit center was on this grid here. So we also allow you, instead of having to click on the detail button, to add that profit center to the grid on all of the transaction screens. So I can right click and go to add remove columns. I can come down here, and all of these columns are currently displayed columns, the ones with check marks in them. The ones without check marks in them are columns that I could add to that grid. So I'm going to add profit center. I'm going to move it up with the other selected columns, and then I'm going to position it where I would like it to be. I would like it to be right after the detail button there. Okay, and that allows me then to go ahead and choose the profit center on this line. So let me go down to the next line and put in electricity and gas again. I'm going to choose the same account, but this time I'm going to have $69 of that bill going to my skiing equipment and service. Okay, then I'm going to drop to an additional line and choose electricity and gas too, and this might be going to my fishing equipment and service. Okay, so it allows me to take that same account and break it down into multiple lines describing different profit centers. So that's how we would go ahead and use the profit center in a transaction. I'm going to bring back up that transaction screen here for a second. So let me go ahead and bring back up that transaction screen. And I just wanted to show you, if I came down here again and chose electricity and gas on a line and went to the detail button, that you notice that profit center group is not one of the things that you can enter a transaction to, because it's the profit center that belongs to the group. Okay, so by selecting the profit center, it by default is also going to become part of that profit center group. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. And that's the setup of profit centers.